1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Yes, I think it is. Is it? Yeah. Okay, see, we never know. It's such a small little device. It's hard to see, especially with sunglasses on. Let me see. Yes, hello, everybody. This is Stephen A. Jones, and we're going to bring you an interesting show today. And we're going to do a little traveling, and then a little walking, and a little traveling. But what we were asked to do today is we're going to defer this to Victoria in just a second, because there's a couple of things that she wants to talk about. But we have to time it correctly, because unfortunately, while I'm channeling through Michael, well, you know, someone's got to drive. So, you know, Victoria has to pay attention to that first and foremost. But once we get on the side roads and stuff, we'll probably be able to get more commentary from her. We're just sort of flipping around the county here and taking a back way that we know that we would like to go to visit the Sand Dunes National Park, which is always a fun trip. And part of what we want to do today is we're going to introduce this whole concept. Now, we've talked about it before, right? Many times before. We've talked about Q. Now, before we get too much into Q, let me lay the groundwork for this, and then Victoria can discuss some of the questions she got from somebody who apparently is in the know and in the military, which, you know, whatever, we'll take the information at face value, because, you know, whether or not these people are involved in the military or attempting to manipulate us or what we think or say, but yet they've been telling us that they believe that we're right on target. Well, here's the target. Initially, when the whole Q thing came about, most people were like, wait a minute, what is this? This is some idiot on a message board, and, you know, all of a sudden we start getting all these posts about different things, and then you get all these Q proofs, right, that show that whoever this is has connections with the president, and probably is somebody in the military, which we already discerned initially. Yeah. But we believed, like so many other people, and they're finally starting to figure it out, the whole purpose of Q was they knew that patriots were going to get super fed up with crap, because they're tired of all the lies, the cheating. They're tired of everything, even with Trump, even though Trump was definitely the better choice, no question about. But if anyone thinks that Trump wasn't somehow involved in all this, well, you know, ask yourself this. Why would you hire a professional real-life consultant of somebody who devoted most of their time to television? Now, we know that Trump was very good. Everyone remembers The Apprentice show, right? You know, you're fired. You know, you remember all that stuff, right, guys? Well, it's the same thing, and we believe that initially Q... Oh, look, we're going through the town here. Wonderful. So Q itself is this wonderful fairy tale story that was created. Some say it's the Red Queen that's running the whole process now. Others say it's very high-ranking military personnel. Now it's come out because they want to keep the whole Q lie alive. And, you know, it's a shame, because whoever was writing for Q obviously has great knowledge of patriotism. The writings were beautiful. You know, trust the plan. Well, so far, trusting the plan has caused us to have a lot of grief and misery. And it looks like to us that the whole purpose for Q, and I'm here to tell you, well, it doesn't just look like to us, we know for a fact that Q, the whole purpose was to keep patriots sitting on their ass thinking in another week or two, all the arrests are coming. You remember they're talking about all the sealed indictments? They had over 100,000 sealed indictments, and we're like, wow, this is going to be great. And they're going to shut the country down for a few days, and they're going to clean up everything, and life's going to be wonderful.
So how many arrests have they made of high-profile officials? 0.
Not one. And remember, lock her up? Whatever happened to lock her up?
0.
Yeah, in fact, you know, well, if you ever believed that Hillary Clinton was going to be locked up, you're out of your mind. What's the first thing Trump did when he got elected? He attended a dinner in honor of Bill and Hillary Clinton. And then they were kind of joking with each other.
Yeah, great people.
You know, Trump's like, oh yeah, out in the hall, I bumped into Hillary. And she said to me, pardon? And then they like wink, wink. You know, remember the same thing with George Bush? Well, I know there's weapons of mass destruction around here somewhere. And, you know, he's looking underneath the podium and everything. Ha, 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 ha. Yeah,
it's all a joke.
It's all a joke to these people. So the sooner you figure that out. Now, look, Michael a former psychologist. He believes a little bit more in human nature than we do. A former practicing psychologist, but not currently today. We've had some people ask for some special services and stuff that, you know, he doesn't actually. He can tell you what he thinks. He can give you his opinion. He can say, back when I used to practice, this is what we did. But we're here to tell you this. It's a psyop, people. It has been since day one. You know, it's too bad it couldn't have been co-opted by the real patriots, because there are millions and millions of people that believe in Q, because quite frankly, they have nothing else worth believing in. And you see, these fuckers know this. They got to give you a little hope. They got to let, okay, just another 2 weeks, we're almost ready. Oh, we were set back by this and that. But don't worry, the military, the alliance is working on behalf of everything. The alliance? Give me a break. Are we talking about some kind of game or something?
World of Warcraft?
Yeah, it sounds like that game, World of Warcraft. The Alliance versus...
Oh, the Alliance!
Yeah, versus the, what is it, the Horde? Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, come on, people. Do you really believe this shit? It was designed to shut you up and keep you sitting on your ass until it was too late. And then they started all the lockdown crap, so now it's almost impossible to get organized, and that's the whole purpose behind it. Yeah. They're going to lock your ass down, and someday they're going to come and drag you away and say, you've got COVID-19.
So I hope that answers your question.
Did that answer your question?
That's what we think, and that's about all we need to say about Q.
Well, no, there's more to it.
I've always thought it was a psyop. Always.
Oh, I got someone here.
And you know, I've got people saying, oh, how about all the kids they rescued? Well, where are they?
Where are they, people? Oh, they've rescued 3 million kids. That's what the hospital ship was for, blah, 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 in New York. Okay, just show me one. Can you show me one? You're telling me with tens of thousands of people rescuing millions of kids, somebody didn't slip out a cell phone and take a few snapshots and upload it to the internet? Give me a break, okay?
I made some very good points here. When all of those people were coming up from South America with their children, when we were closing down borders.
Oh yeah, we got to see all kinds of crap. We got to
see all kinds of children behind bars and all of this.
Yeah, which by the way was something that Obama started. They tried to blame it on Trump, but...
So don't give me that nonsense about, well, children have a right to their privacy, because those children that came up from South America didn't have any rights to their privacy. We got to see how old they were, the rooms they slept in, who their parents were.
And who's your daddy?
Yeah, so honestly, where are the kids?
I did want to say something. Hold on, Stephen. I wanted to say this. The one thing I was hoping for was that this whole Q movement would be co-opted by the Patriots. And it reminded me, and I use an example of the movie The Postman, and how that all worked out, where a lie started out, but people believed in it so much that they began to do things to make it become real. Yeah. And sometimes that's what you need, a catalyst to trigger people into actually realizing we got to do something to fix things. And that's what I was hoping that Q would actually really cause, and they've tried very hard not to let that happen.
But the truth is, you are your own savior, and the only person who's coming to save you from your problems on this planet is you. That means you have to stand up, because if you're relying on somebody else to do it, then you're a fool, because they're not coming to your rescue.
That's right.
You are the only one who can handle this problem, and the Liberation Fleet have made that abundantly,
Just a second,
abundantly
Victoria.
clear.
Yes, welcome to Blanca.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you over here. See the trucks that come here? You know why? Look at all the cars over here. They're at Lou's having a nice burrito. Why aren't we?
Listen.
Yeah, you got to eat this morning.
So I want to address the whole death thing. There was somebody who, you know, yesterday left us a message who was saying it was so nice to hear from all of us, including Mike, and that they told us to keep our chin up because of all the things we've been through.
Listen, baby, we're eternal voices on the wind, and bad things have happened to this family. Bad things happen to everybody.
Yeah,
That's part of the reason why you're here, to figure out how to deal with that kind of crap. Look, we're sorry. We know what it's like to lose a loved one, to lose family members. All of us have experienced this, but we're here to say we understand and we love you guys. And if you need help, reach out to us. We'll do what we can. You know, all we ask is occasionally, you know, throw a few dollars in our direction just so we can stay on air. We're not looking to make millions of dollars from you guys. That's not what we're doing. We're here to help. We really are. And we know what's going on. And so do you if you just open your heart and believe what we're telling you, because you know we're not lying.
I want to mention something else about the whole thing. Since our son's death, and this court case has been going on and on and on, the woman who killed our son isn't going to see one day in prison, because the court system is so corrupt that the innocent are swept aside and the guilty get protection. And this is the way our world is now. The woman who killed our son has pleaded guilty, but she's not going to go to prison. But yet, in the eyes of everybody else, it was manslaughter. And I think that you need to understand how corrupt things are. You cannot trust anything that you are told on the television, that come from politicians' mouth, that come from religious leaders, because the Vatican is even having their own problems. Archbishop, I forget his name, it starts with a P, came out and denounced Francis as a New World Order Jesuit.
Pope Francis.
Yeah, so I mean, guys, really? You have to rely on one thing at this point, and that is the Creator. He is the only one who can fix this issue, and he's on his way.
Yeah, well, as the old saying goes, don't hold your breath, because Father does things in his own time.
Right.
And he's going to drag his feet because there's a lot of things for him to check on the way down to this planet. And please understand one important factor about all of this is about you. It's about you. It's not about me. It's not about Victoria. It's not about the family. It's about you and what choices you're going to make. And like we said, Victoria and I always talked about this. We had an opportunity earlier in our lives to make all kinds of money. We could have done movies about our life. We chose to remain private, but just talk to people, because we wanted you to get the truth, and we wanted you to hear it from us. That we're not in this, you know, for the money, except on our marketing end, and we're very open about that. We've been internet marketers for years and years and years. I write books for a living. Victoria does the same thing, but she also works with imagery and pictures. She's been hired by companies, and I've been hired by companies to do jobs. That's how we make the lion's share of our income. But when we started When the Ancients Speak, we wanted to give people a chance to see something really new, but yet really old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they've been hiding all of this stuff from you guys. The real Q is people like me, Victoria, and other patriots
who are out there talking,
that are actually doing something, trying to reach people, trying to tell you the truth, so at least you can get out of the way when all of this crap begins to hit the fan. And believe me, it's hitting the fan. So this whole election process, as you know, has been a complete farce. There is so much rampant fraud that the whole system is incapable of legitimately choosing anyone, and we've been saying this for years.
So I want to say this about death.
Yeah, that's a nice transition there, Victoria.
Well, no, I'm just...
we were kind of hoping to get away from that topic, but I understand why death does not exist. Let me say that. Okay, if your mate passes, it's horrible, because you've devoted years and years to being joyful around this person. You need their energy. You're going to go through a hell of a change. And some people say, fuck it, I'm not going to deal with it. And they decide that it's time for them to pass. And usually within 6 months to a year, not always. In fact, in some cases, if you have something to do, you're going to stick around, but you'll always love that person. They'll always be with you. But where are they now? I don't know. Maybe they decided that they had to come back to Earth again, or maybe they've chosen a different life in a different realm, or maybe they were recycled involuntarily. We don't know what happens until we actually get there and go through the process. All we can tell you is this: we know that all of this is an illusion, and it's designed to test you, so that at some point Father can decide what the hell to do with you, okay?
Yeah, this is a school. Earth is a school, and while you're here, You're a 5-year-old in class and you're learning how to play a game. And that's what you need to see this life existence as. And if you don't get the game right, and when it comes around to the harvest cycle where all humans are sorted,
It's a turn off here to go to the park.
the choices that you make
Now you go to the park.
at that time is entirely up to you.
Okay, here's the sign right here. No, we're listening, Victoria. Sorry.
So I want to say, don't be
Okay, go
sad.
this way. No,
Don't feel bad about them. I know that you do, and I know that we miss our son too.
What did Yoda say? Rejoice for those that have transferred into the Force.
Yeah.
Mourn them not, because remember the good things. One thing that helps us, well, we have kind of an ace in a hole too. We actually channel Hunter.
Yeah, Hunter talks to us
he talks right through me now.
Yeah, and it's really him.
There's no question it's him, because he knows stuff that I don't know.
Little things, quirky behaviors are still there that he had before. So yeah.
It's stuff that I didn't. I mean, Ryan keeps telling me, yeah, we did this and talked about that, and you guys never knew, and blah blah blah. And I said, well, Ryan, I mean, you've grown up in our family for a lot of years. Hunter and Ryan were like, yeah, whatever. Mom and Dad are a little kooky, but they're good to us, and And I'm like, well, anytime you guys want to put the collective, as we call them, to the test, and believe me, we use the term the collective lightly, has nothing to do with any kind of communist. But anyhow, we just want you guys to know that
they hijack
spirits are real, they exist, and of course they do. They are basically the remnants of us. Okay, they are souls. Remember, you are a soul. You have a body. So when it's time for that body to be shed, or it ends abruptly because of someone else's stupidity, then it's time for you to move on. And in many ways, there's a karmic exchange that takes place that allows you to understand that the universe now owes you something, in a sense that they took from you something that was very important. Father, the law of one, all talk about this. We are all one. You can try to divide it as much as you want, but this is an experience that we are all a snippet of Father. That's what our souls are, a little snippet of Father that allows us to experience life, to experience it in our unique way, and to try and understand it. And if you try to master anything in this world, it should be to understand that your life matters, because how you experience it is the learning that you are undergo, and no one has a right to take that from you, except of course, the government believes that they have the right to take anything they want from you, but they can't have your immortal soul. No matter how hard they try, they can't take it from you. You have to give it to them.
Also, people are hearing that the fourth dimension is just where the demons come from. That's not true. All those souls that do not go through the soul catcher, that escape reincarnation over and over and over again, they're also souls like Stephen and the family.
Yeah, we're in a fourth dimension, but that doesn't mean we're like demons.
They're not.
We're not.
They are good beings who were once fleshly humans who have decided they don't want to reincarnate on this planet anymore. So they found the exits, and they live at a place called Homeland, which is a community for spirits. But we don't have any bad beings in our community. And when they come...
Wow, that's questionable. Occasionally we get a few that filter through, but...
Yeah, but we get rid of them.
This particular frequency that we live at, demonic beings find it uncomfortable, if not impossible, to exist for any length of time. They're usually limited to a few minutes, so they can harass us every now and then. But we have our own protections. We have our own guards. We have our own armies. I know it sounds insane, but it's just like this planet Earth here, except, well, we talk to other people, other beings, because that's where we came from. Many of us came from Earth, but initially we didn't come from Earth. We were just all dumped here on this planet after, how shall we say, less than wonderful things happened to us on places like Tiamat. Remember that? Mars, oops. We kind of screwed up on Mars, didn't we? They killed millions and millions of us. And they're like, well, where are we going to put all these souls? Oh, that's okay. We've created a new planet, so we're going to dump you all in here and just feed off of you for eternity.
So that's that, and I hope it helps you guys. Now, the last and final question was, we were talking about yesterday in our video, slits in the eyes.
Oh, slits.
Well, somebody made a comment that their son has seen slits in their eyes from time to time. Does that mean they're a reptilian? Well, have you ever seen a cat's eyes? They're not exactly the irises around either. You may have some reptilian genes in you. You may have
some Lyran genes.
Lyran genes.
Hey, there you go. At least if you're getting yellow slits and you're a decent moral person, doesn't mean that you're going to turn into a reptile.
Exactly.
Remember, it's all voluntary how you behave.
Yes.
There are some damn nice reptiles out there. We've run into one or two of them. Not all of them are evil. Most of them are, but not all of them.
No, I've met some nice ones. There are some reptilians that serve the Creator.
Yeah, look, I think, personally, my opinion, I think Naughty Beaver is at least associated with reptilians. Like the Gosha chick, I think she's a good reptilian. I really do. She looks like a Naga to me when I look at her. But I don't think she's evil, but I think she's very cunning.
Yes.
And I think that she's playing kind of a game, but she is trying to help people, and I do believe that. I believe most of what she says. Some of it I don't believe, but a lot of it I do. And the same thing with Naughty Beaver. I love Naughty Beaver. I think he's the closest thing to a prophet that this world has ever seen, but that's just my opinion. I see reasons why he's trustworthy. I see one or two reasons. He has a little bit of perversion sexually when I look at him, but it's not to the point of where it would be destructive. I think it's just something that's happened to him from all the abuse. I mean, he went through living hell too, so that's just my personal opinion. And you can learn a lot listening to him. Just take everything they say with a little bit of salt, sea salt. Yes.
So, for those of you who are worried whether or not you're a reptilian, what I'm going to say is the law of one defines very clearly what kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Are you in service to others, or are you in service to yourself? If you're worried about those things, do a cleansing on yourself, on your home,
on
and everybody around you. And before they come into your home, make sure that you clean and smudge your areas. You may have some tentacles on you that are reptilian that you need to get rid of.
Yeah, we tell you guys at least once a week you want to do a personal cleansing. This is why the Native Americans did this.
Yeah.
A lot of times you couldn't even walk into the presence of the elders, especially during ceremonies, unless you went through a cleansing. You'd have to pass through cleansing gates, cleansing from the wind, earth, fire, and water, all that stuff that people freak out about. But there's a modicum of truth to it. So, yes, hello everybody. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Thanks for passing us.
So that was my answer to the third question that we were asked.
Your tax dollars at work here.
No. Well, look, guys, the whole Q thing, I understand why people want to believe Q and they love it and they think it's wonderful. But ask yourself this, what has actually happened?
Yeah.
Has anything happened? Now, we know that Trump was going after some of the low-level pedophiles, and we're very grateful for that. But it's the big people that are causing all this to happen.
Yeah. The ones in your government that run the business of it. Okay?
Yeah, where are the arrests?
Yeah, where
people?
are the arrests? And now we're had another election. Where are the arrests?
Where are the arrests?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's all coming, people. Just 2 more weeks. Look, Trump had a pen in his pocket, and it means that the time has come. He's going to sign an executive order to get rid of these sons of bitches. You wait and see. In just 2 weeks, it's all going to happen.
Yeah.
2 weeks go by. Oh, almost. You know, we got a few more things. Wait a minute. Trump's wearing a blue tie today, so he must be a clone. Well, maybe that's true. Well, I don't know what's going on. What are we going to do? Hey, Q people, just relax. Oh, look, there's a picture of a watch, and there's a picture of the National Cemetery. Must mean that shit's going to hit the fan soon. Yay, Q's going to deal with it. I can sit back and go to sleep.
Do you understand why the distractions happen? It is so you will not rise up, and then that means that by the time they get around to their devious plans, we've talked about the harvest before, and if you want to go back and listen to Morpheus talk about it, one of our reptilian conversations, this is a distraction so that you will not do anything. So when the day comes for harvesting, you're an easy pick-off.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, man, we're still going to tell you guys to do the same thing, get the hell out of the cities. But, you know, you've heard it over and over and over and over and over again, so we won't, like, beat a dead horse. If you're not out of the cities yet, you're dead, pretty much. But you might be one of the few that survive, you never know. Maybe it's your mission to be in the city, to harvest people out of the city when the time comes. I don't know, but we've talked to a lot of people and told them you might want to get out of the coastlines because it is part of the plan to destroy the coastlines. And we still got 2 more big events coming, people. But don't worry, they've got plans for all kinds of cool things coming up. And we've warned you, there's still 2 more things they haven't done yet. The whole fake asteroid and the fake alien invasion. Don't believe anything they tell you initially, because it's all going to be a harvestable lie. Some very powerful ancient beings about to come forward and play their roles. We have talked about that before. The gods and goddesses of old also play roles on this planet. And from time to time they switch roles. They could be a good god in one life that you may have lived in ancient Rome, and then the next life they're playing the dark side. So it is a school to teach you what is deception, what is truth, what is a lie, and your job is to figure that out, not to get involved in the political games, because that's how they manipulate you.
And this is the first time, look, as ex-military, I really loved the military at one point. I thought it was, you know, hey, we're out there protecting humanity. Yeah, right. But in reality, I've voted ever since I was 18. And I did vote in the last election, but that was it. And even then, I knew that it doesn't really matter. Look at what they've done. It wouldn't matter if everybody in the United States voted for Trump, because they have flown in some of the top experts in the world that are designed, that they know exactly how to cheat the whole system. Man, what a mess. Look at, Trump should have won by a tremendous landslide. And they stopped the election as it looked like he was about to win, and they're just going to declare Joe Biden more than likely they're going to try and push this down our throats.
Yeah.
But I'm here to tell you, I don't know if people, they may actually rise up on this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm certainly hoping that's the case, because we need to, I hate to say it, I love America. I want America to work, but the government we have right now isn't working, and at some point, we're going to have to take care of business.
Because a 118-year-old man who died in 1984 will always vote for Joe Biden in Michigan.
What
Didn't you
amazes
know
me
that?
is they are so stupid with the mail-in votes. They're like, oh yeah, we found 180,000 mail-in votes. Like, well, how many of those were for Trump? None.
None.
So you're telling me out of 180,000 people,
Not one person?
you couldn't walk down a single street in America and knock on every door, and let's just say you went up one street and down the other. Do you think you would find at least 1 or 2 Trump supporters out of that, considering what we've seen? That there have been legendary gatherings for Trump anytime that he's gone to speak, anytime there's been a rally, and yet there's virtually nobody that shows up for Biden?
I'm going to call him Mumbles.
Mumbles, yeah.
Honestly. You couldn't even understand half of the things he said.
Wow.
And you're going to tell me that he won the election when he can't even put 2 sentences together? You see how corrupt the system is, guys? Because if you are using logic and common sense, then what you're seeing before your very eyes makes 0 sense. And you just have to understand that you're being manipulated every which way. Spells are being cast. You don't think that's not happening?
Oh, trust me.
Of course it
and
is.
people laugh and joke, but yet all the elites believe it.
Yeah.
And they practice it. So what does that tell you?
Of course.
You know, you didn't get multi-billionaire by being an idiot. You had to be ruthless, cutthroat, and you had to know what the hell you're doing. Let me tell you, a lot of this crap works, but it works in a negative fashion.
Yeah.
And if you start to practice it and don't know what you're doing, you're going to kill yourself and other people around you, most likely. Or they'll just come after you, especially if you try to oppose it. Kind of like what we believe has happened to the Kellys.
Yes.
We believe part of this was a payback for, telling
Exposing
people the
them.
truth. Yeah, and then, so when we tell you people, trust us, we've paid for it in blood.
Yes,
okay?
we
We've
are
paid
owed a
in
blood debt.
We are owed a huge blood debt because they stole Hunter's life from us, and we've had other issues with pets suddenly dying and bad things happening. We won't get into that,
No.
but because believe me, you don't want to hear it. But we've been through hell. So when we say, listen, we're trying to warn you because all this is coming your way. Okay, it's coming to you, a home near you. Nobody's going to get out of this world without being through some kind of judgment. So we're here to tell you, now's the time, buckaroos. You want to start lacing up your boots, and you want to start working on the higher frequency stuff. Disconnect, and one of the best ways to resonate a higher frequency is to stop watching television.
Yeah, it's rotting your brain. And I read a comment yesterday, well, I'm just going to wait until the election results.
You know the thing.
Which means that you still believe in
Still
them.
believe in the... Okay,
Oh
look.
my goodness.
There is evidence out there that everything that you've seen, including the huge election map that you see, was pre-done weeks before the election. They've already figured out exactly how they were going to lie, cheat, and steal. And then all of this stuff is being pushed by, how shall we say, the Gates Foundation. Yes, isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we're at the park now, people. Hold on, I want to show the sign, Victoria.
Uh-huh.
This is the sign, C35.
And then it says the Great Sand Dunes
The
National
Great
Park.
Sand Dunes National Park. La, 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 la. We're back in again.
Yeah, so you guys, most of these people are selected from childhood.
Oh,
Okay.
childhood.
They are selected, and they're like, in another 20 years, you're going to be a Senate.
Yeah, see, this is
For,
how we get in right there. See, Michael's got this card for being a vet.
It's upside down.
No, it's upside down. I don't know. Look right side up to me. There you go. See, access card. That's what you need if you're a veteran. By the way, if you're a veteran, you need to call somebody. A lot of times they'll hook you up with this card because you were good enough to go, spill blood on behalf of America.
Yeah.
Or as Michael says, I don't know what you're talking about spilling blood. I was an electronic technician and a sonar tech. So kiss my ass. I never hurt anybody.
Oh, that's good. We're
But-
glad to hear it, but here we
Yeah.
go.
We thought we'd do this video this morning
Coaster.
from the comments that you guys left.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate your comments, and thank you for writing to us.
In all sincerity, for those of you that are willing to give us more information, well, there's a lot we know. We don't claim to know everything. We can't see everything.
But yes, the military know about aliens running this.
Certainly.
You
Yeah,
know,
of
this
course they
world-
work with them.
Of course they do. Yeah. We're about there, guys. It's going pink.
Oh, we're screwed. Oh, it's going pink.
See you later.
Bye, guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I don't know, maybe we'll do another one of these very soon. How do you turn this off, Victoria?
The rubber button at
The
the
rubber
side.
button.
Just hold it down.
Hold this down. Where is it? I feel the rubber button. I think it's here somewhere. Where's the rubber button?
Right there.
Is that the rubber button? It didn't turn off. I don't see
You gotta hold it down.
I'm holding it. It's so...